Well, Bob, thank you so much for your willingness to join us this weekend in our services. This is a big time for you and a sad time for us, but we wanted to have a chance to say we love you and to say our farewell and our Godspeed to you. Um, just for those of you who have or haven't, the folks who haven't been around St. Peter's as long, how long have you been at St. Peter's, Bob?
I've been here since 1973, which would be 47 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
1973. And what would you say is the biggest change you've seen at St. Peter's over those years?
Well, it's rather interesting because I think spiritually one grows with the parish loving family that we have here. And so over the years, I've really come to recognize my spiritual realm in a sense. And a combination of things, Cursillo was very big. And when I started here, Tally Jarrett was the rector at the time. And at that time, we were under the Diocese of Los Angeles still. So, and then Father Wallersdorf, Bishop Wallersdorf, became the first bishop. So, and seeing those changes. And I was in the choir for 31 or 32 years, you know, and only dropped out of it because of my hearing situation. But anyway, so that's been a big part of my growth here. But the timing and the love of the parish, who certainly carried me through on a couple memorials for my wife and my son through this parish. It's really a home for me. Yeah. And I attribute my keeping balance in life through the parish love of the families. Yeah. So it's something forever. I remember one of the things that I first came down, the company asked me to move down here to open a branch. I was in the savings loan business in San Bernardino. And my wife and I drove down on a Saturday, and down here where you see there was a mobile station, next to it was a cafe called the Surf and Turf Cafe, I believe. So we had breakfast, and I said, we walked around the corner, we saw a sign, Episcopal Church. We were members of St. John's, San Bernardino. So we walked up, and we were standing out on the alley, and this Beetle drove up, Volkswagen, and this gentleman stepped out, and then he had some shirts, and he introduced himself, and his name was Robert McKeegan. Well, Robert, we didn't know, he was so friendly talking about the church, and in fact, he was dropping his clothes off. So anyway, he spent several minutes telling us all about it, and so we were delighted. Interestingly, Bob McKeegan, the window, St. Hilda, I believe, in our north transept.
Yeah.
That window is dedicated to Robert McKeegan, but he won an Oscar. He was with the Hollywood film industry, but he won an Oscar for doing the set design for Roots, the movie Roots. Then he also did the Trumbolds, I believe, which was another movie, but that was a highlight. And so there's a lot of history. And my first, when we set the savings alone, was just opposite the church. It's in the 2-story building, and we had the office space in it. And I remember two little ladies came out on a Monday morning down the steps and stuck their heads in, introduced them, said, "What is this?" We told them it's a savings bond. They were our first customers. And it was Madeline Shippey, in which one of the streets is named Shippey Lane, I believe. And I believe her husband was headed up, he was deceased, was the Los Angeles Times or Examiner at the time. He was the editor. Anyway, that was
your first connections to St. Peter's. Well,
yes.
I will always be grateful for your kindness and your love and how generously you share that love. And I will so miss getting those wonderful exchanges, the hugs at the door after the 7:45, or seeing you at the Wednesday service, or just having you pop into the office to say hi. I've been trying to talk Bob out of moving to Reno for about a year. For those of you who were wondering why we're letting this happen, I have been trying to keep him here. But tell us what excites you about going to Reno and being with your family. What are you looking forward to most?
You guess when I'm going to going is I'll be leaving here the 15th. Is that time-wise? Yeah. And actually, my son and his wife, they want me to move in with them. And guess what? I'm going to do it. They said they've got my room all set up, and they have a den for me with computer, tell all the good things. And I think I'll have everything I need to keep my communication line here at St. Peter's in time.
Oh, good. We're counting on that. We're counting on seeing you in social gatherings and formation gatherings, and hope you'll stay worshiping with us at church. And
I will. We're getting through it.
Grateful that the current circumstances allow us to stay connected over some distance as well. Hi, Reverend Martha. You're just in time for us to offer a blessing to Bob.
Good.
Well, thank you.
Well, Bob, the Lord be with you.
And with you.
Gracious God, we give you thanks for your faithful servant, Bob, for the many ways he has been your heart and your hands in and through our community of St. Peter's and beyond. We ask that you bless him as he prepares to move to Reno and join his family there, and knowing that he will be a blessing for them and those in his larger community there, just as he has been for us. We ask that you keep him safe, but most of all, help him always to know how deep your love is for him, and that he will always have family and a home here as well. Amen.
Amen.
Reverend Martha, would you like to offer a prayer too?
I would. Oh, gracious God, thank you for your faithful servant, Bob, and his many, many moons with us, his servant's heart, his servant's hands, his servant feet, bringing good news to those who need it most in our world. Thank you for the many gifts that you have shared with us, and may you continue to shine with the love of God and the love of Jesus in your heart as you leave St. Peter's and go to a new home. God bless you. God be with you. God guide you and protect you now and forevermore. Amen.
Thank you. Love you all.
Love you too, Bob. Stay in touch.
I will.
We'll miss you.
Godspeed.
Bye-bye.